Okay, Mayor Masters, I understand that you just came back from a trip in Newtown in light of all of the national gun violence that the country's experiencing. Can you tell us what was your experience when you went there?
Well, first of all, I really went as the bishop of the church here in Riviera Beach. I felt the pain, and I just had to go to meet the people there in Newtown and the families there. The Lord blessed me to minister to several of the families who lost their children in this massacre, is what I'm going to call it. I saw firsthand what a tragedy can do to a city. It was an experience that I'll never forget. As a matter of fact, Carlton, I'm wearing right here on my wristband a purple band that the mother of this young lady gave me. Her name is Angel there, and we're going to wear it right here, this purple band.
Right.
But let me just say, as it relates to gun violence, a couple things. It's important for every mayor of the United States to support the president of the United States as it relates to gun violence. We also have an organization that's called Mayors Against Gun Violence, Illegal Guns. We're going to support the organization. I'm very actively involved in the organization. But when I came back from Newtown, I renewed a call that I had made after the death of a local teacher here. Many years ago, a young man named Nate Brazil went to school, came home during lunchtime, brought a gun, shot and killed Mr. Gruno, a teacher there at the school down in Lake Worth. I asked the school board at that time to install metal detectors in the schools. They refused. They basically said, oh, it's just too many entrances and too many exits. We need more research. We need to look at it again. So after the Newtown situation, it was clear to me that we must have metal detectors in all the schools in Palm Beach County. So I came back, we renewed our call, we formed a coalition of pastors and other mayors, as you know, who joined with us in that call. And let me tell you this, I know some people say, well, we don't want our schools to look like prisons. I don't either, but it's better for a school to look like a prison than to look like a cemetery or a hospital. I feel very protected when I go to work at the City Hall because no one can go there in that building unless they go through a metal detector. The same thing about even the school board. You can't go through the Palm Beach County School Board building without going to metal detectors. It's just the way it is now. Let's be safe and be safer. An ounce of prevention is always worth more than a pound of cure. So that's my position. Let's continue to stick with the president and do all that we can on a local level to avoid new towns right here and anywhere else in this country.
Okay. All right. Another question that we have for you is what is your position on jobs for the city of Riviera Beach, for the people here in the city that really need jobs?
Well, let me answer that, but let me just go back to the gun violence for 1 second to say that as the mayor, we have done several things. We did a gun buyback program, we did gun locks, we put no violence on my block sign. So we're going to continue to do those kinds of things and just take it to another level and support the president. But as it relates to jobs, I'm certainly glad you asked me that. I believe that we must put as many people back to work in our city as fast as we can. That is why I continue to have job fairs. We continue to have job fairs here in our city. It's not just for residents of Riviera Beach, but job fairs is for anyone that's unemployed or underemployed and need a job. Just recently, we brought in the major employers, and they certified how many people they had hired in these job fairs. And altogether, I can tell you, over 600 people in Riviera Beach alone have been put back to work through our job fair efforts and other efforts. We're constantly on the phone with Workforce Alliance. We're looking at various jobs in the areas. We're constantly trying to go in different places in the world to bring people in here, businesses in the world that will generate jobs for our residents. So I'm going to always be the jobs mayor because I believe a thriving economy is a working economy. So jobs is number one for me.
Okay, speaking of that, on a global platform, didn't you just take a trip to the Asian Pacific?
I did. I went to southern China. I was invited by the government of China. The mayor has two budgets. One is a budget for promotion and another travel. I used our budget to go to China, went by myself, was invited by the government, and I went to see, first, a couple of things. First of all, to put Riviera Beach on the map. There was a trade mission that went to China several years ago, probably about 8 or 9 years ago. Almost every elected official went, except the mayor of the Riviera Beach was not invited on that trip. So this time I was invited, so I said, wow, this is an opportunity to put Riviera Beach on the map in China. And as you know, any mayor that's worth his salt goes to China. You know, this is the country where we borrow the most amount of money for, do business with China. So I'm always looking at a possibility to see, first of all, putting that city on the map, because it's shameful, even in the United States, when you go places and you say, where are you from? Riviera Beach. Where's Riviera Beach? Next door to West Palm Beach. People need to know that we're Riviera Beach because we're Riviera Beach. So I went to China to put the city on the map first, and promote our city, secondly, and thirdly, to invite the people from China that would like to invest in our city. You know, they go all over the world. Perhaps the country of China has done more, the country of China, the United States have done more for developing countries in Africa than any other nation in the world. So I want the people of China in any country to come here to Riviera Beach and invest in our city. We have a marina, we have the Ocean Mall, we have so much, we have an international airport. So that was the purpose of the trip, and I can tell you we're constantly communicating with investors in there. We're looking forward for them to come and see what they can do here in Riviera Beach, and not just Riviera Beach, but in the county, because as the county is blessed, Riviera Beach is blessed. So yes, I did. Not only China, I went to Africa. I was invited by the country there in Africa again. And that trip there was paid by the government there. All the expenses, the travel, the hotel, the conference, and there were mayors there from all over the world. I was given an opportunity to present our story, the story of our city. And as a result of going to Africa, I met a president of a local university right down in Miami, Florida Memorial University. And this guy said, you know, Mr. Mayor, I'm glad I met you. This is what I'm going to do for your city. We're going to match you dollar to dollar, one-on-one, for scholarships. If you give $1, we'll give $1. And I said, okay. I thought about it, went to sleep, woke up the next morning. I said, you know what, I want you to do more than that. I want you to get $2 to every $1. So we gave a $1,000 scholarship from the city of Riviera Beach. In exchange, the University of Florida Memorial University now will give $2,000. So when we go to these places, I always come back and give a public report to let people know this is not just about going somewhere to be going somewhere. It's about promoting the city, seeing what we can do to bring the bacon back to Riviera Beach. That's what it's all about.
Okay, my next question is has to do with well, I would imagine the people of Riviera Beach would like to know, as we're coming up on the election date, which is March 12th, they probably like to hear, what are your priorities and what is your vision now for the city of Riviera?
Well, both. They're kind of together. Our priorities is our vision, and our visions are our priorities. Let's talk about priorities. I learned this when I first became the mayor of this city. I went to the National Conference of Mayors and the World Conference of Mayors, other conference of mayors, and everywhere I went, this one statement was so clear to me. If you do not have a safe city, you have no city at all. So my number one priority is to continue to make Riviera Beach a safe city. What have I done as mayor of the city? Several years ago, over 4 years ago, we introduced to our city council a curfew. People talked about, oh, we don't need a curfew, our children. We do. There's absolutely no reason for a child under 18 to be wandering around on the streets at night in our city. We know that a lot of things happen under the cloud of darkness. As a result of that, putting that curfew in effect, I can tell you that not one child in the city of Riviera Beach under the age of 18 has been shot or killed during the curfew hours. That's paramount for us, keeping the city safe. I can tell you that the crime rate has gone down tremendously. I can also tell you, as mayor, we have doubled the amount of neighborhood crime prevention groups in our city. I've also used another fund called Community Benefits. I used that fund to benefit the community, to make sure that our community remains safe and secure, and use those funds to put cameras in various neighborhoods all over the city, that now a person, the police department can look on the camera and see what's going on in a neighborhood. So promoting and having a safe city, number one. Two is putting people back to work. That is so important. When people are working, the unemployment rate goes down, the crime rate goes down, families come closer together, they get along better. Just so many things that happen when people are working, thriving economy. The next is to continue to promote local businesses and to invite businesses to invest into our city to have a thriving economy. And one of the things that we've done is establish an economic development team that work with new businesses coming into the city, and as well as established businesses. What can the Office of the Mayor do to promote your business? And that team helps us to put that in focus. We must continue what we've done, but not only continue, but take it to another level to make sure that we do everything that we possibly can do to bring businesses in our city. And when we bring them here, or we're so blessed to get them here, we must say to them, you must hire people of the community that look like the community. Local people for local jobs, local businesses. Those are three priorities. There's so many more. Education, continue our scholarship program, the internship in the Office of the Mayor. Continue, as you know, we just established an Office of Veteran Affairs for the first time. We now are going to do something about taking care of our veterans in our city. There are 4 cities in the United States that have a veteran program: Washington, D.C., Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and now Riviera Beach. And we're so thankful. And then we must not leave our seniors behind. That's a priority. What are we doing for our seniors? We're making sure that we can do all that we can to make their golden years just golden. So one of the things that I've done recently, probably a few months ago, we knocked on 115 businesses, just like knocking on those doors and saying to the businesses, what can you do to help our seniors? And I can tell you, this came about as a result of my mother's death. I took care of my mom for 4 years, lived with me, and having gone into hospitals and nursing homes and having 24-hour nursing care in our home over here in Riviera Beach. It was so impressed upon my heart, mind, and spirit that this is the financial burden on families. It's very, very, very stressful to have to deal with choosing between medicine, nursing care, all these things. So I thought maybe I need to do more for seniors. So we knocked on those doors, and I can tell you that over 115 businesses now are giving our seniors in Riviera Beach what we call the Golden Year discount, from 10% to 50%. Badcock Furniture Store, Denny's Restaurant, major department stores like Kohl's. You can go there on Wednesday if you're over 62 years of age. Somebody said, well, Mr. Mayor, why didn't you make it for 60? They made it for 60. You could have benefited. No, I'll just wait my time like everybody else. 62 years of age. Go to Kohl's, go to Denny's, go to Badcock. Major businesses on the island, in the Western community, in the mainland, will give you a 10% to 50% discount. Your restaurants, beauty shops. And I'm so thankful that we have been blessed to look after our veterans, look after our seniors, look after our children, look after the people. It's about the people.
Okay. All right. Well, last but not least, we covered 4 or 5 major areas. Do you feel like there's anything that we left out of this interview that you would like to expound upon?
Well, I want to just ask everyone out there to vote for Masters. Vote for me, because I think that we have done some things that you are proud of. Our record speaks for itself. A vote for Masters, a vote for jobs. A vote for Masters, a vote for our seniors, our veterans, our young people. A vote for Masters, a vote to continue to bring the crime down. I want to continue in this position. And every day I pray and I ask for divine guidance. Lord, what can I do to make the city better? And I'm going to continue to seek divine guidance. I'm going to continue to serve the people. If you want a people's mayor, I'm your choice. And let me just say this. I heard that my opponent and maybe someone else mentioned something about my mother's funeral. I think it is shameful